All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to a very late, well, actually, not even very late, still rather early. Welcome to a very rainy Seattle, is what I meant to say. But welcome to the most wonderful time of the year that has nothing to do with the holidays. Yes, it is college basketball season, and we are back. I am so excited because the channel is back after last year, the way the last year ended, a bit of a disappointment to be fair, but it was a great achievement. Tonight, we kick off the John Shire era of Duke basketball with a host of new recruits and new faces, and really like one returning starter and essentially two returning players that saw any kind of real playtime. That being Jeremy Roach, the returning starter, our all-star point guard who just went on a tear through the NCAA tournament. Fantastic growth through with him throughout the season, and also Jalen Blake's coming back this season. But everybody else basically gone, either transferred, graduated, or gone to the NBA. Paolo Banchero putting on a show, by the way, yesterday in his debut, or the day before, for the Orlando Magic. If you need the stream, if you need the actual countdown, it is in the Discord. Link is in the description of the video. I have it up. I was a little hesitant to come on because I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I think it is. So it's just like I have the ACC Network Extra up and running, so I've got it. Timothy Phillips, Skylark, welcome back, Blue Devil Nation, to the stream and to the season. Here we go. This is very, very exciting, I think, for all of us. Also, if for those of you who have not been joining us for the F1 weekends, there is a special new member of the stream that will join us at some point. He is currently sleeping by my side. He'll make a guest appearance at some point during the stream and throughout multiple parts of the season, I think. So we have a new Blue Devil fan in the house that is quite furry. So we'll see him throughout the Duke season. Yes. It was only, of course, it was only a matter of time before I would be back. But let's look at the lineups. These lineups here, it is a blue and white scrimmage. First, we will do the player introductions, so they'll do their fun little dance things, and then we'll actually get to the blue and white scrimmage, which is what you see up here on the screen. The lineups for tonight on the white team will be Derek Lively. He's actually out, so not playing. Number one recruit, by the way. Duke bringing in the top recruiting class this season and next season and probably the season after that. Shire has just had them all lined up, ready to go. But in any case, Derek Lively will not play tonight. He is out. Tyrese Proctor, the phenom from Australia, only 18 years old, coming into this season, reclassifying for this year to be able to play in this season. He will start presumably at point guard. He's actually quite phenomenal for those that know him down in Australia. Kale Catchings, the transfer from Harvard. Jaden Shute, the sharpshooter from Illinois, if I have that correctly. Indiana, Illinois. I have to check my notes on this one. Uh, uh, Illinois, yes, he won the Illinois State Championship, so that one is correct there. Ryan Young, also transfer from Northwestern. Of course, the graduate student transfer, Stanley Borden and Spencer Hub, they're two walk-ons on the white team. On the blue side, Tariq Whitehead, who is also out, number two recruit coming into the season, suffered a slight injury during, or tweak rather, during practice. He will sit for this particular one. Jalen Blakes, Jeremy Roach, Christian Reeves, who's no, hold on. Reeves, make sure I have this correct. Yes, Reeves is my. La, la, la. Yeah, Reeves is the four. Yes, Reeves is the four-star recruit, but he is a center, so he will play the five position for the blue team. Potential to go actually three deep at the five position here. Kyle Filipowski will probably play the four, and then Max Johns there as well. And that, I think the blue team looks like it's. Oh, I'm missing Grandison. That's why I was like, it's one person short, and couldn't figure out why. I am missing Grandison, who is the transfer from from Illinois, actually. So let me just update that one real quick. If I had the numbers out here somewhere. Yeah, 13. There we go. That's the one I was missing. I was like, I knew I was a player short. Grandison. Jacob Grandison. So, a team with an incredible amount of youth and also a decent amount of actual experience, with the 3 graduate transfers. Ryan Young being basically the most. I'm going to refresh this just to make sure that this is like not something. Okay, it's still apparently it's about to start. So there we go. So we'll wait patiently while that's going there. And yeah, Ryan Young basically being the sort of more experienced of all of them. Wasn't actually able to find much tape on on uh, on catchings, even though he did play a considerable number of minutes at Harvard. But Ryan Young, best known for his performance in East Lansing, a very good game against Michigan State, where he put up 18 points and 8 rebounds. Was basically brought in off the bench for that particular game. Played hero. It's a Northwestern win at Michigan State, and of course Northwestern. Former Duke coach, if I get this right, Chris Collins, having coached at Northwestern. So a bit of a Duke connection there from that side as well. Looking like we're about like 5 minutes late on the broadcast, folks. ESPN being slow here. Yeah. After. But how is everybody doing? It has been a long off season. I want to hear from all of y'all how everyone's been. Hopefully, we're all good, excited coming into this new season. And again, if you need the actual broadcast, that's going to be in the Discord. Hit the sub button, jump in, and here we go. You've got the actual stuff playing now. These are going to be the player intros. I'm going to sit back and listen. Cameron looks like it's rocking, which is awesome to see again. You just love to see it, especially after, well, last year was good because we actually got like beyond all the COVID stuff, but great atmosphere down in. I remember this was always a fun event. It was a fun event to manage and fun event to go to. It's rather easy to manage because like you can just like let in as many students more or less as you want. There's like very few restrictions as far as like actual student capacity for this one. So it's a bit more lenient. Everyone who wants to go gets to go. They also used to do a dunk contest back in the day, but I'm not sure if that's still a thing. But Skylark just ready for basketball season. Feels like football has been here for a year. Skylark, if I recall, you did your high school team went deep in its playoffs from last season. Are you looking to repeat and perhaps go even farther this year? I think if my memory serves. In any case, we're still waiting on more player intros. They're like setting up some stage area. I always try to do some fancy thing with the Cameron floor. Ever since I could turn the lights off in Cameron, which was like not you only like were able to turn the lights off in like 2015. Was it 17? No, 2015, something like that. Some things though I'm really interested in seeing this season, especially given how young this team is. And obviously it's like Coach Shire's like first season, but I think I've been on the record saying that I definitely support. I definitely like. I definitely think John is the right coach at the right time here for Duke. So I think he understands the landscape of college basketball, especially in the NIL era. I think he's definitely shown that he can win off the court. He can win the recruiting battle. Um, oh, they just like gave them a stage for the middle of the. All right, that's cool. Now it remains to be seen whether John Shire can actually put together a team, or in this case, multiple teams. Since I would think you could almost like you go all the way back to when like that Kentucky platoon system way back in the day, you could very easily field multiple five-man squads. We're too deep at the five position, at least too deep at the five position, which is actually very exciting. I mean, I think this team has plenty of potential. Of course, we come in saying that most of the years, and then, but like, I mean, last year they really just turned it on. And of course, Bankero is just, we saw that as Kyle Filipowski here gets his uh, gets his intro. I actually think so. I'm actually very high on Filipowski. This 6'11", 230-pound center. I potentially see him as being a multi-year player at Duke. Now, bear with me here, folks, because like I'm actually not sure if the next Kyle Singler is Kyle Filipowski or it's Jaden Shoot. I am still undetermined on this one. Again, for all those joining us, if you need the actual stream, or if you want to watch the watch part, join your fellow Blue Devils in the watch party. Hit the sub button, jump into Discord, and then join us here for the conversation. We'll be sort of streamcasting the actual blue-white scrimmage here as well. Um, but I actually really like Filipowski. I think he can hang down low. He actually played against Dariq Whitehead, who's the number one player. Filipowski being the number 4 recruit overall. Like what we've been lacking, what we were lacking last year. Actually, when you look at other teams compared to, you compare them to UNC even. You compare the Duke squad from last year to like a Kentucky, which obviously we were better than Kentucky, but the UNC one, I suppose that one that did not go our favor at the end of the day. But like we really needed, like we needed like a Shibwe, we needed like a Baycott, we needed someone who would just clean up the boards. As Tyrese Proctor getting his intro here with the shades. Proctor, barely 18 years old, as a college freshman here. And Skylark saying that we lost a lot of key players this year, but really hoping that we're able to bounce back. Now, well, you gotta, the thing in high school, you can't lose them to the transfer portal, and I guess they're only allowed to graduate, right? So uh, I guess that means you guys just had a lot of people graduate. Or I suppose people could transfer in high school, but that's a little odd, right? That's a bit lower. Jaden shoots coming out to shots. Nice. That is his game, by the way. Jaden Shoot, the 3-point shooter. There's plenty of like corny things you could probably come up with his name. But this kid can light it up from three. I mean, he's a walking bucket from the 3-point line. Just like straight up, walking bucket from three. You look at his mixtapes, it's just it's so good. It's so good. Just gonna see how off I am or behind I am too. Oh, okay. I'm not. That's not that too bad. Not that bad. Yeah, there we go. It's a couple seconds behind. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in here on this Friday night to Countdown to Craziness. If you need the actual countdown, it's playing in the Discord. Hit that sub button, jump into the watch party channel with your fellow Blue Devils, and make sure to join us throughout the season. We will be doing basically every game this season here on the channel. Last season was incredibly tremendous. You guys were amazing. We have a very, very lively chat with a ton of Duke supporters. It's all Duke Nation showing out here on a daily or on a game by game basis. and it's just a great vibe. Stanley Boredom is bringing out a saxophone. That takes some skill, man. You bring out a saxophone in the middle of Cameron. That's an easy way to win over the crowd, I'll tell you that much. Mm. See, I would also love to see what John Shire would come up with for his player intro, because they did not do it this way like way back in the day. And like part of me thinks that John Shire is like could still get out on the court and still shoot it. I do think that some of this, like when you see all these transfers though, so like you're not only you're not only recruiting like young guys, you also end up like recruiting older guys, right? Like you're recruiting for your program now has to like you have to recruit 18-year-old freshmen, and you also somehow have to recruit 22-year-old grad students. Not that Duke really has a challenge doing either one, but it is a bit odd because the transfer portal has gotten itself like crazy out of hand. And like these transfers make a huge impact. Like look at what Brady Manick did for UNC last year. Like he was their entire 3-point offense. I don't know like want to hear it about the other two guards. Totally lame. Not worth it. It was like the Brady Manick show. And then for Kansas, there was the one guy who actually like showed out in the national championship game. Not Abaji, but the other one I can't remember his name is escaping me right now. So you'd hope that at least one of these three like transfers make has such a sizable impact and like could potentially like I don't know, does one of them actually get a starting role? Probably not. But this is Jeremy Roach's player enter the team captain, Jeremy Roach. Actually doesn't even take on the stage. He just goes straight into the crowd for it. I don't know if John Shire is going to say any words. I wonder if he has a speech planned. My guess is probably not. I would expect that they just play. And usually the teams start in one way, but they'll like switch up the players if it turns out to be like pretty lopsided. Again, we will not see Dariq Whitehead or Derek Lively tonight. So those are two wild cards that we will not see tonight. Oh well, okay, they do introduce the coaches. Emil, Chris Carrawell, and then Luga's coming over from Kentucky. So we can apparently even recruit Kentucky coaches to come to Duke. Go figure. Oh, they are gonna give John Shire an intro. That's actually cool. They like playing his original player intro from, oh my God, when was that? 2004? No, 6. 2006. Coach K himself has said that he's actually going to be quite standoffish this season through the program, just going to give John and the team a ton of space. I am definitely excited to see how this unfolds. Colton, you can jump into Discord. The link is in the description of the video down below. And there is a watch party going on in the watch party channel. With your fellow Blue Devil fans are there hanging out. Oh my gosh, they're gonna do like a 15-minute warm up. Holy moly, what are we gonna talk about, chat? I don't have that. I don't have 15 minutes of like filler content here, gents. Give me something. I was not prepared for that. I thought they were gonna go right into it. We can talk about anything. This just became an AMA for the next 15. Actually, just kidding. We're gonna check on the. Actually, I do know what we can do. I do know what we can do. Uh, Wait. Oh, I had a text from one of my buddies who I thought was like at Cameron, and I was like, "You didn't tell me." Keon, welcome in. Welcome in, Keon, one of our regulars from last season. What is up? It is that time of the year again, indeed. We were gonna have Justin actually come onto the show, but he is working tonight, as it is still like early here on the West Coast. He's out with me on the West Coast here. It's still 5:20. We actually was gonna apparently Duke football is playing at this time. Maybe, I don't know. I thought they were. I may be the only one not very interested in Countdown. Ha! Yeah, no worries, man. On the way to the gym, you got to get that lift. You got to get the lift in even on a Friday night, by the way. Today is one of my cardio day. So I planned around like being able to be here for Countdown, but otherwise, yes, I would have been hitting the gym. But good luck, Keon. Is it leg day for you, or is it what are we lifting today? Actually, meanwhile, I wanted to watch the posterization of the from Bankero the other day. Um, Bankero dunk, shoulders and triceps. There you go. Nice. But had the first bodybuilding show last month and placed fourth. Love it. By the way, also remember, Keon, I think is it you're studying to be a physical therapist, right? I think is you're in PT school. If I recall, I'm gonna have to remember all this stuff. But Mark Mitchell, Esprit 66, not playing tonight. So that's an interesting. I was looking through my list of people, and I was like, Mark Mitchell was on my. Okay, no, he is playing. I just messed it up. Hold on. He should be on white team. So Mitchell is going to be. Okay, Mitchell is going to be number 25. So let's fix this live here. Mitchell, number 25. There we go. There it is. He's on Team White. And this is according to the Twitter post from the men's basketball a little earlier here. There we go. So he should be on. So for all those not familiar, uh, we've got what have we got here? Mark Mitchell is a 6'8", 205-pound, at least before he got to Duke. Small forward here, and is actually deciding between Duke, UCLA, and Missouri, but friends with Kyle, Derek, and Jaden. So they basically brought him in here to Duke. Um, he did have a slight elbow injury between his junior and senior years, but it's probably nothing to worry about. And he actually does. He's 6'8", so he's not really a shooter though. Like I didn't see much shooting on the highlight tapes that I watched of him. He does most of his damage inside, so I expect him to bang bodies down low and get to the rim. Yeah. Oh, there you go. So Keon, he was studying for Pete. So I do remember that piece. Yeah. But he just got promoted at work to a sales liaison. Eventually, I'll make it as a PT. Keon, well, congratulations on your promotion. First of all, well done. Uh, with Lively and Whitehead injured reminds me of Tatum's season at Duke when he and Giles were injured at the beginning. Yeah, well, the unfortunate piece about this is that Giles never really recovered. And, right, like, and I mean, he had both ACLs that were injured, and it just like he had like a couple games maybe in the middle, but like let's be real, it like really wasn't like what we had all hoped. Um, and I'm not really sure if his NBA career is doing any better, but Tatum, on the other hand, is doing just fine. So, I mean, he's going to focus on sales, becoming a trainer, nutrition coach. There, I mean, you got. I think Kian sounds like you got it made, man. Like I wouldn't like. I'd keep on the path. Good to have options though, for sure. Giles was doomed as soon as he transferred to Oak Hill. Unfortunately, I was never really convinced like if you like coming into college with those kinds of injuries, it's just like really hard. Not only do you have to come in like not only do you have to do the rehab, but you're like playing a different game than you were in high school, right? In high school, all these guys, they're bigger than everybody. Like the Filipowski mixtapes are just like some of the funniest things to watch because he is so tall compared to everybody else. It's like he's playing a completely different game, and it's honestly hilarious to watch. Like the dude is 6'11", and he's like being guarded by centers that are like 6'6", and it's just like no, he doesn't even have to jump. But like when you get to college, you have to learn the college game. You have to learn how to integrate into the system and your team. And oh, by the way, you're also like rehabbing off an ACL injury, which you like the ACL which you had previously torn, or like he like torn the other one. Anyway, like it's just really hard. Like poor guy. Like it's just really hard. So yeah. Like it's not really it's not his fault. It's just very difficult, right? And it's just unfortunate. So, do I think Lively and Whitehead will be ready for the Kansas game? Well, actually, the Kansas game is not the first game of the season. So, um, my guess is that if we actually let's like we have a quick opportunity to like look at the schedule, which is probably something we can do here in the that we have coming up. Let's That's actually a good way to. Where is my? I'm pretty sure that's still going. Yeah. Okay. Good. Is that the screen? Yeah, that's the screen. Okay. There you go. There's the screen. There's the schedule. Right. So we have countdown to die tonight. That's the 21st, and we'll also pull up the calendar here. So 21st, and then Fayetteville State is Wednesday. That's a Wednesday, the second, which is kind of weird. It's a Wednesday, but whatever. We'll be here. 7 o'clock Eastern is that start. And then the following Monday is the 7th, and that's Jacksonville. We'll be here too for that one, no problem. And then the 11th, that's a 6:30. Jesus, that's a 6:30 start. Fine, whatever. And then you play Kansas the Tuesday the 15th. So you actually have three tune-up games over the course of like, well, these happen over the course. These three games happen over the course of 10 days, effectively, right? So, um, like I don't know, like if they're progressing well in practice, what do you like bring them back for like USC upstate and like I don't know, see what they can do? Like maybe, right? I don't know if like you actually like put them like just let them loose on the first night at the Kansas game. It is kind of odd though. We've never really had this like warm up period here at the start. Like this very much is like a warm up period, right? Like usually you start with the Champions Classic and it's like Michigan State, Kentucky, Kansas, like right off the bat, like go. Um, and that's what it is. Anyway, we are actually underway here tonight as Mark Mitchell gets the tip off for the white team. And Tyrese Proctor, as predicted, will start at the point guard position for White. He's being guarded by Jeremy Roach. And up high, there's the screen by Young, and over swings it out. I believe this is Mitchell who's going to try to go in, but he's blocked there down low by Reeves, who is quite tall and lanky. Again, I thought when we were introing this, we said Reeves is like he's the four-star recruit, potentially three deep at the five position, right? If we include the other trees down there, down low. He swats that first one away. It's a nice little block by Reeves as we're trying to set some offense here. It's Jalen Blakes and Roach on the outside, and Jaden Shute trying to pass this one inside to Reeves, but it's a little too hot to handle as that gets tipped out of bounds, and it's a turnover for the blue team. So, little skittish on the offensive side for starters. But again, if you need the actual scrimmage, jump into Discord with your fellow Blue Devil fans. This is Ryan Young working bodies here on Reeves, and from the outside, that shot is actually going to be shoot. His three is no good, and it's Ryan Young over to Proctor. Proctor's going to go for three, and that is going to miss as well, and then rebound down to Blake's on the weak side. He stripped that one away from Mitchell as we are still scoreless here. It's going to be what, two 15-minute periods, I think, is or 16-minute periods, something of the sort here. And this is Reeves. He's looking for Grandison. Grandison, the Illinois transfer, and that's back out to Blake's. Blake's inside. Looked like he got fouled by Young, but it's cleanly taken away. And now Proctor is off to the races, and this is going to be Mark Mitchell with the first points. There you go. No, not Borden. Mark Mitchell there running the floor. Great motor. Looks like a typical Tar Heels pre-conference schedule minus the reg team. Yo, so Carolina, I will get to it at a break. But we'll definitely talk about it. This is Grandison for three. His three-point shot, no good. Almost an assist there for Jeremy Roach. Grandison was wide open. That's a shot that he's going to need to hit. As Proctor's going to bring this one up the floor, calling for the high screen here for Young. And then Proctor's just going to take, is that Reeves off the dribble? Yes, as Proctor lays it in there for two. I still got to learn all the names here as we got. So, and then Roach over to Reeves. Roach being guarded by Proctor. There's two high defenders here. As Roach is going to make this shot on his own. Looked like one of the shots he was taking at the NCAA tournament. Didn't fall though. And we go the other way here with the white team as catching's over to wide open Ryan Young. Down low, nice move. 6-0. We're going to get a timeout here by the white team in a second. If you need the game, jump into Discord. That's where the watch party is at. This is where the fun conversation is and where you get to hang out with your fellow Blue Devil fans. Grandison down low. He's actually rejected. He's going to try to go again outside to Roach. Roach to Blake's. Filipowski lurking on the wing, looking for it. Filipowski can't shoot the three, calling for it, but Grandison's going to take it himself. That's going to rim out. And Proctor coming down with it. Proctor's working himself quite a stat line here. He's going to weave inside. Proctor's going to pull up. That shot a little too strong. And rebound down to Kyle. Kyle to Grandison. Grandison's going to step into a three. That one no good there. Blake's in for the rebound. Banging bodies with Ryan Young. I think that is a foul. That is a foul by Young. And that is the first there on the white team. As we have a bit of a stoppage in play. This is that replay of the first Mark Mitchell. And Blake's at the free throw line. good to see. Good to see that he's getting some minutes. Actually, these are the first points for the blue team, as Blake's converts the first. Blake's converting the first one there, and he will convert the second as well. And this is Mitchell. Mitchell going in. He's a little too strong with the right or left hand leaner rather. And Roach going to drop it off for Blake's. Filipowski over to Grandison. Grandison get it back to Filipowski. Oh, if he caught it clean, he was going to go straight up with it. Great passing around the arc, but Blake's three is way short. Just didn't have enough leg in it right there. Oh, Proctor missed catchings down low, but Ryan Young gonna get into the paint. Ryan Young off the glass, can't convert. Mitchell going for the rebound, out of bounds to the blue team. All right, we have actually a timeout on the floor. Yes, I think they are gonna play by college basketball rules. They just end up starting at 16 minutes instead of 20. But there you go. Anyway, so I was going to say to S Brute there 66, who's talking about Carolina. Carolina coming into the season ranked number 1. Duke is in the top 10. I think what was it? We're 7 or 9. Duke is 7 in the AP poll. I had that right the first time. And then I actually my prediction is that so Carolina is going to blow their open their preseason tournament. It's not really preseason, but you know what I mean. Like we have to go play that PK80 over in over Thanksgiving in Portland over here on the West Coast. Like whatever the equivalent of that is that Carolina has to go play, they're just gonna blow it. Okay, they're gonna either they're gonna lose the first game or they're gonna get to the finals of that thing, whatever it is, and then they're just gonna get run out of the gym by some unranked team, and number 1 Carolina is just going to get smoked, absolutely wrecked early on. Okay, either that, so book that one, and then I haven't seen the rest of the schedule, but I don't need to because there could also be we have seen number 1 ranked team upsets, right? Or high ranked team upsets. I can think of Kentucky. Is it last year or the year before losing to Evanstown or something like that? Yeah. Or anyway, so we have seen number 1 ranked teams go down early in the season, but I do think Carolina just blows that early season tournament. They never show up for that stuff anyway. We don't have a change in players going from team to team, but trying to see if anybody has swapped in or swapped out. I don't think so. As we're ready to resume play here after the quick timeout. We still have Blake's here. I'd be interested to see. Here's the blue thing. They're trying to establish Filipowski down low, and they can't get the entry pass in, which is a bit concerning considering how tall he is. Just get it to him. But this is a nice feed there down low, and there is Christian Reeves. He's getting the assist from Jeremy Roach. Reeves managing to find a weak spot there in the Duke defense, just right behind. He ends up getting right behind Proctor and Ryan Young. Ryan Young actually helping up too much, loses his man, and then Reeves just converts here. So Ryan Young over to Mark Mitchell. And Mitchell over to Proctor, who's being well guarded there by Grandison. There he's got a 22 or 23-year-old grad student transfer guarding the 18-year-old kid. And this is Mark Mitchell actually putting a move on Jeremy Roach, but the shot won't go down. And Filipowski's out with it into the open floor. The pass up ahead to Blake's. Blake's almost travels with it, but gets it to Reeves. Nice find. Way to go by Reeves, actually running the floor. 6-6. That ties up the scrimmage. Good energy so far. He actually has despite the fact that it's just a scrimmage, the teams are playing as if it was a real game. And there goes Ryan Young with a right-hander, but it's too short, actually. And welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday afternoon. Happy return to college basketball, everybody. As Jeremy Roach going to drive in here. That shot, oh, the leaner, but the putback by Filipowski. That's exactly what you wanted to see. right place, right time. Like I said, we need like a vacuum cleaner for rebounds and offensive boards. Filipowski's got to be that guy. That's got to be his role. Like that's like we've never had like one of those just like super offensive rebounders. That's a nice move there actually by Catchings, who manages to beat Filipowski off the dribble. And Kyle tried to recover but couldn't, and so 2 more points there to the white team. But yeah, that's been like a big weakness of ours. The outside shooting's always been there, right? You know, being able to the sets have always been there, being able to like score in three, score in the open floor, obviously. But rebounding has never been Duke's special. Oh, the blocking has been there, especially in the last several years. We actually see Spencer Hubbard coming in to walk on, coming in off the bench there for the white team. As Filipowski looks to go one-on-one against Mitchell, and Filipowski's going to try to get him off the dribble. That's an offensive foul, actually extending the right arm. And I think that is the right call. That's a call that he's going to see plenty, or hopefully not, but like, you know, that is how they would call it in a real game. Hubbard over to Proctor. Proctor looking for space. He just crosses over Filipowski and finishes at the rim. Tyrese Proctor making it look easy. What a silky smooth move. And then ESPN cuts to a replay, but the live action. What? Where it's 10-10. I don't even know who scored. They cut away with it. Ryan Young gets stripped by Filipowski here. I will give the points to somebody. And Filipowski going to try to put it up with the right hand. Nothing going. Sure, give 2 points to Roach. It's 10-10. Why not? Proctor looking again. There's the high screen, high pick and roll, rather running it with Ryan Young, but it's good hands by the blue team as that gets deflected out. This is Grandison going to spot up for three. That shot looks just long, actually, and goes high. No, that's actually rebounded by Max Johns. And then Roach inside, can't get it. Grandison with the putback. 2 more for him. Nice job by Jacob Grandison, the transfer there from Illinois. Proctor trying to set up the offense here. And Mitchell, little late recovery there by Roach. It's okay. Jaden Shoot has it, and now the white team has to reset. 10 on the shot clock here as Proctor being guarded by Grandison. Proctor, is he going to go left here? I don't know. He gets the screen left, and then gets Filipowski up in the air, and the fake, and that is a foul against Filipowski, who gets just completely head faked, or shot faked rather, by Proctor, and that's actually that call is spot on. This is a really smart move by Tyrese Proctor as we hit the under 8, so it's technically a media timeout, but this has actually been kind of fun. And for those of you who have been watching it along, make sure to let me know what you guys think of it too. I feel like in previous years, not necessarily the last year's team, but like the Zion team, I remember the countdown to craziness. Like the offense was a bit more fluid. Last year was actually pretty good. The year before was awful. Like that COVID year was just dreadful. Um, but I still, there's definitely still a lot of figuring out to do for this team, and this is definitely not going to be the final lineup. Like, you don't have Derek Lively, you don't have Dariq Whitehead, right? Like, you got people playing. Like, probably Jacob Grandison is honestly probably like a role player here for Duke. Christian Reeves not going to get as much play time as like he's like in the entirety of the game basically right now. And Filipowski definitely will. I mean, Roach and Filipowski will probably start. Then Lively and Whitehead. Proctor could probably play the 1 or the 2 if you had to ask me. And then you have like Jaden Shoot coming in off the bench. Rotating in there, and then Ryan Young being a bit of a role player as well. So I think your starting lineup is going to be some combination of Lively, Whitehead, Roach, Kyle. Roach, that's 4. Tyrese, and then I don't know, your 6th man being there's probably plenty of minutes to go around for like there's probably minutes to go around like 8 to 10 minutes a night going around for like folks like Mitchell, maybe Reeves, like Jaden Shoot probably, and Ryan Young. Either like Young or Shoot maybe coming off the bench. So Proctor there at the free throw line, he's gonna get 5. He's got 5 points so far tonight actually to lead all scorers. Really looking forward to the season, guys. It's going to be a blast because the majority of us only known Coach K. Yes, truth. So definitely interesting to see how like it is definitely like a bit of a wild card, right? Like the other thing we've seen Duke do a lot of times is that they play like very loose lineups throughout the non-conference schedule, and then when the conference schedule starts, things really tighten up. I mean, Coach K likes to play like 7, maybe 8 guys when it comes to conference play. That might not be the case in the John Shire era as Jeremy Roach gets fouled by Spencer Hubbard. Like we might see even more minutes for folks um, as well. Like we just don't know. I think it's actually rather exciting here as well. There was one other thing I was going to mention on this along this line. Oh, I recently watched that Netflix The Redeem Team with Coach K. Featuring prominently on that one. I do recommend it. It's a bit of basic as far as the documentaries go, but it was good, and it was very eerie seeing Kobe like in the documentary, like featured so much in the documentary. As Filipowski goes, that's his first 3, and that's no good. Although the long rebound goes to the Blue Devils, and Roach is going to reset and take 3, and that one will drop as Jeremy Roach connects from 3 to give the blue team a 2-point lead here with 7 minutes to go. And ESPN apparently just like figured out how to turn the commentary on. Well, we've been here since the start. And in and out there for Catchings as he gets his own rebound, but it's deflected out by Filipowski. There you go. We have Catchings at the free throw line now. He is shooting. He will make his first. Catchings he has 3 points so far on the afternoon. And Catchings gets his second one. That's 4 points for him. We are all knotted up at 15 as Jalen Blakes has taken over the point guard duties for the blue team and handed it over to Reeves there for a second. No, Roach will take it right back, actually. And Roach being guarded by Proctor there. High screen by Reeves. There's the roll, but well guarded. And actually, they get it to him. Beautiful pick and roll action there off the high screen. It's going to be an and one for Christian Reeves. As the recovery was late, you saw that developing the whole way, actually. That was impressive. Oh, the other thing I have to do for the season, I got one of those tablets, those like things that you draw on. I'm hoping to use that as like the actual like being able to draw with a pencil thing when we do like replay reviews and play breakdowns. I gotta actually test it and see if it works. But that'll be fun. As Reeves connects, so he's got 7 actually. Him and Proctor both looking pretty good. Is it normal 20-minute halves? I don't think so. I think they actually started at 16 minutes this half, if I recall. As Catching throws it out of bounds as turnover for the white team. And I think they're only going to they have 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in this one. I think they're only going to play this like one half. I don't think they're playing like they're definitely not playing full 40. They've never done that. Like they may play like 20 or 30 or something. Oh, and the follow up by Reeves. He gives the stare down to shoot too. Oh my goodness. There's some attitude. I like it actually. Roach there trying to go in with the left hand. It's partially deflected by Young, and his shoot tries to go up for it. Reeves just comes in from behind and says, "I'm 3 inches taller than you," and puts it in. 20-15. The blue team, who got off to a bit of a shaky start. Remember, it was 6-0. White team right off the get has now flipped the game, and it is 5 points in favor of blue. I don't think it looks like the Blue Devils won't give the little handshake there to Mark Mitchell, who's putting it in front of the camera. Crazy section is Proctor being guarded there by Blakes. Shoot, looking for options, and he's got catchings, and that's a travel. Yeah, that's a travel. He put it on the floor late. Yeah, 5:46 here to go. We'll have one more timeout at the once we hit under 4. Technically, I thought this was only supposed to last until 9, but it might be 9:30. I don't know. The programming guide was a little weird when it came to that. As Blakes is going to take a 2 with 1 foot inside the 3-point line, and he will knock that down. And it's going to be timeout white, as the blue team is just on a run right now. Nice shot actually by Blakes. He just a lot of space, left him open. Yeah, this is a 7-0 run basically by blue. We were all knotted up at 15. And we actually have well, I was going to say decently balanced, but it's really not. Christian Reeves has 9 points so far. Jeremy Roach with 5. Blake's with 4. So, oh, you've got a whole playlist on YouTube of all the games from the 80s. The good ones. That's when Coach K was like super young and still had like plenty of hair. Um, this is a weird time not to see him. I agree. Although they haven't actually gotten like taken a shot. There's been like no John Shire sideline shot yet, and like that's when it might like actually hit. Be like, oh yeah, Coach K isn't even like he's like not even in the stadium. And nobody's actually, I guess like, oh yeah, my guess is that Mickey still has her reserved seats somewhere up there, like right behind the bench section. I doubt they took the seats away, but they might not be filled, or she might just give them away to friends or something. Jaden now playing point guard, and he's going to get this up. It was a full-on press, and Jaden shoot is rejected by Reeves as he hits the deck, and Blue is out on the break, and oh, Reeves tries to go for the alley-oop, but he's fouled. Oh, that was about, oh my gosh. You could see what Shoot wanted to do going, and he didn't commit here. He was going in with the right hand. It was going to be a soft layup, and he gets it rejected. You got to go stronger. He has to like actually make a decision that like I am going to dunk this, because that is going to be the like that soft lay-in not happening. He won't be there to the Carolina game. My guess is the Carolina game is the last game he wants to go to be honest. I don't think he ever wants to see Carolina again, especially after last season. If Reeves hits the first of the 2 free throws, he's got 10 so far, and he's going to go up for more. I got to say, I'm very impressed by Christian Reeves here tonight, and he's got 11. Christian Reeves, who we've talking about, the question was posed earlier in the stream of like whether we would see either Lively or Whitehead for the Kansas game, and if not, who is going to fill those shoes? Well, Reeves has come on strong tonight, like, and is made the most of his playing time here. You got to think that like, well, Reeves would be an option, and there is Shoot, and he's rejected by Reeves again. Oh, he's gonna have nightmares tonight about this. And then going up, there's Blake's who foul. Yes, foul on Ryan Young. And Blake's takes that, and this is all blue all night right now. 26. It's an 11-0 run from the blue team. Oh my gosh, back-to-back blocks. Back-to-back blocks by Reeves on Shoot. He has got his number. Oh my gosh. How about Duke football despite a tough couple weeks, liking the coach and really good squad? So I have been on the record and on the stream saying that Coach Cutcliffe's era should be like it was over. They moved on. I was supportive of that. And the crazy thing about Duke's record, we're what, like 4-3 or something, or 3-3 or something like that is like the football record. They're like 2 of those games have been 1-possession games. They've lost by a field goal in overtime. So like you're very like you're like one possession away from being like having one loss this season. As Ryan Young goes in, and honestly, he got fouled. I don't know what they didn't call there on that one, but like that was like 3 fouls, and he still finishes through contact. So nice to see Ryan Young powering through in the paint. So yeah, this Duke football team is like basically 2 possessions away from being a one-loss football team in the ACC, which is not bad, and it would be certainly much better than they have been doing in previous seasons. So they've gotten a little bit unlucky on that one. Yeah, very like I agree. That was it has just been rather unlucky, I think, as Proctor here goes in, and Proctor's going to swing this out to shoot for three. He can hit that, but does not. And then the rebound down to the blue team. Shoots hasn't had the best of games so far. Maybe a little rattled by the 2 blocks here. A little lost on defense, but he finally recovers. And here's going to be the high screen by Reeves again, but Blakes is going to take it himself, and Blakes is going to finish off the glass. 9 points for Blake so far, and it's a 12-point lead for Blue. And that is actually, as they said, going to take us to the media timeout here with the under 4, as we've got 3:55 to play. We'll see if our little guy here is going to be. Will he make his first Blue Devil appearance? I don't know. Let's see if he wants to get up. He's a little sheepish right now. Come on, bud. Nope. Okay. All right. The pup is gonna have to wait for the next stream. He is not having it right now. It's been raining outside, so we did get to go outside, but he got quite wet. So it's actually the first time since I brought him home that it's been raining so hard here in Seattle. I'm probably just gonna need to get like a pup cam. It'll like sit right like on top of my head. I'll just be on him the entire time. But yeah, you gotta love what you've seen from Christian Reeves here. Actually, I expected to see more out of the white team. The white team actually lacking the points from shoot here. He's been blocked twice as he's tried to go to the rim. He's missed a 3, so if you call that 7 points here, and they're down by 12 as the game's kind of gotten away from them a little bit, to be fair. But look, I appreciate everybody hanging out here on this Friday night as we kick off the Blue Devils season. The first game of the season is going to be on that, what did we say, the second? What was it? Second, something like that? I can't believe I got rid of where's the schedule? I got rid of the schedule. We had games on the 2nd, the 7th, and the 11th, I think is what we said. Yeah, the 2nd, the 7th, and the 11th, right? So not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after. I actually don't. So I did know that Steve Spurrier coached Duke. I don't know what the actual story of what he did after the Carolina game. Mike Brown hasn't lost to Duke since. Here, so basically Proctor's being locked down here, and so Shoot has been having to play point guard. Roach is the one locking down Proctor and getting this outside. This is going to be the 3-point by Catchings, and that goes. Yes. 3-point shot and the foul. So Kale Catchings wills that one in actually off the glass. Banking that one in. Oh, they did a photo up at the scoreboard? Oh my god. That would be a troll move for sure. That does sound like a Steve Spurrier thing to do, to be fair. The rebound stays with the white team here, so chance for 5-point possession. Proctor shots short, so no good there. Now Roach bringing it up the floor. Roach to Filipowski there, tries to find the cutting Blakes, but he backs off that one and now bakes to the double team. Back to Filipowski. Filipowski can shoot three. He does take it, but that is long. Rebound down to Reeves, and now with the step back Jay, it is, oh, Jeremy Roach. What a shot. Yo, if Roach develops a consistent three-point shot this season, I'm very interested to see what his growth was like. He had such a confidence, a lift in that NCAA tournament. You could just see like the confidence was kept building and building and building, and like by the end he was just like he was a Duke guard, a Duke point guard by the end of that tournament. Incredible growth. If he can consistently hit from three, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Well, I mean that's not something you really forget, Timothy, I guess. And like for the winners, you have to kind of think, well, is my opponent never going to forget? Especially when it's like a rivalry with Carolina like that, right? Roach asking for a high screen here from Grandison. Proctor tries to go around it, but he gets Roach picked up by Catchings, and then Roach's three goes again. He's hit the last two, and Roach is into double figures with 11. And this lead is just ballooned. It is a rout at this point for the white team, as that was Mark Mitchell who tried to force it up. He started strong, and here's Proctor going to go for three. That one drops. Nice shot by Proctor. That puts him into double figures. That was a silky smooth shot by Proctor, who got left open there. Minute 44 to go. And as I said, I'm not really sure if they play another half here or not, to be fair. Here's Roach. Filipowski's going to shoot for three again. That one drops in. The 6'11 big man can shoot it from three. This is like it's like yeah, it's like watching a Jaleel Okafor that can actually like hit it. Although not that tall, but like a Mark Williams even that can actually shoot three. What's on the menu, my friend? Tonight, what's on the menu? I believe it's pumpkin ravioli. I'm a big pumpkin fan. So when the Halloween season comes around, I just stock up on everything pumpkin. Like not like the Starbucks spice latte stuff or anything, because that's just like straight unhealthy. But like canned pumpkin, pumpkin pasta, pumpkin sauce, pumpkin pie. One of my favorites. Pumpkin and apple pie are the two staples of the American pastime, for sure. Just depends on what season you're in. I mean, let's be fair. Like it's pumpkin pie in the fall and it's apple pie in the summer. Like that's just the thing. You can you can like them both. Um, Chris Hand, welcome in with a big hey, it's Duke time, and it is. And we've been enjoying this little scrimmage here as our guys have been showing out for us. It's been actually quite an interesting little 20 minutes of basketball here, as we've seen some really nice play from Christian Reeves. Jeremy Roach looks like he is picking up right where he left off, and here's Grandison trying to get it to Reeves inside. That did not go. It's deflected there from White, and Shoot is going to go for three. That shot doesn't go. I think Shoot's the one that's had the roughest night of everyone, to be fair. Like this was a good opportunity to him to come out here and kind of show out and put up some points and play well, and he's got a goose egg, which is unfortunate. The kid can absolutely shoot, but tonight's not his night. He's wide open right now, but Ryan Young is going to take it himself, and he's actually going to come up empty as Grandison comes down with a rebound. He gets tripped, and he's tripped by Shoot, who's been having maybe the game is just a little too fast for him right now. Yeah. the Timothy not liking pumpkin. Actually, the pup likes pumpkin as well, so it is one of those foods that you don't have to worry about not being able to feed your dog, because he also ends up enjoying the canned pumpkin. Actually, it's like quite it's quite a nice treat for dogs apparently. As Grandison connects from the free throw line for 3 points. Their blue team is up to 40. as well as cheese. This little guy loves cheese, and he's giving me that look like he wants to eat, although he hasn't started like trying to eat me yet. As the rebound comes down to the white team with about 22 seconds here left in this scrimmage half. I'm not really sure what we're getting. As Proctor with the step back jumper, that's no good. Shoot down with the rebound down low. Can he get his first points? Yes, at least unofficially. And Shoot has 2 there, and that'll actually be 26 somehow. I missed a point somewhere. Anyway, 26. So 40 to 26. There you go. You're a big pizza fan, man. Yeah, I always carry like 4 or 5 types of cheese in my fridge. You just never know what kind of mood you're gonna be in, to be fair. Some days it's, Parmesan night, some days it's mozzarella. Roach gonna connect from the free throw line. He's got 12, and that's 41-26. Of course, the score doesn't matter tonight. It will in the future. But Jeremy Roach here to lead all scorers, misses the second one, but he still has, yes, he's got 12 so far tonight. Proctor looking for Young. Young going to put this up. Tough right hand leaner. And that might be it, actually. I think it's just one half. And it is, actually. That's going to be blue team 41, white team 26. Not quite the close game we were hoping, but oh yeah, I agree. Frozen pizza is terrible. It's not a thing, man. You can't. It really isn't like one of those things you can like take home, man. You got, as you said, you got to eat at the restaurant. It just is. You got to eat the whole thing. I agree. No frozen. No frozen food. Apparently, John Shire will address the crowd here, though, in a second. We'll listen in. And again, if you want to watch the whatever John is saying here, jump into Discord. Make sure to hit that sub button. And for those of you who have, not all of them show up, so you got to make some of them. Sometimes they're not necessarily public, but I appreciate it. Hit that sub button. Join us throughout the Duke season. Like, this is only the start of the season. We've got 30 games that we've got together so this year that we'll be doing right here live on the channel. We'll be live for hopefully all of them. Maybe there might be 1 or 2 games over Thanksgiving that might be difficult to do. But anyway, hit that sub button and come back. We'll be here live on November 2nd. In fact, I'm going to block off my calendar as soon as I get this. And here's John Shire. Actually, kind of hard to hear him, to be fair. Hey, 11 new players and obviously a new coach. So apparently Sights on 6 isn't in anymore. It's now One Vision. Interesting. And we'll probably talk about this throughout the season, but I don't necessarily know if success is measured by like, I don't actually think there's much pressure on John Shire to like go out and win a championship in his first season. Or like, obviously if he makes the final 4, like holy cow, like wow, that would be nuts, right? But like I don't think there is that expectation. Yes, he has the top recruiting class. Yes, that people expect this team to be good. Yes, they should be good. And yes, should they do well in the ACC? Sure. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there's an incredible amount of pressure, which actually I think is a good thing. Um, yeah, which I actually think is a good thing. So we might allow them to play fast, loose, and kind of like we just sort of feel it out for this season, even though some of these folks will not stay more than one season. But in any case, that is actually going to be it for tonight. It was just one half, so yeah, 41-26. Jeremy Roach leading all scorers here with 12. Christian Reeves actually playing really well in the absence of Jariq Whitehead and Derek Lively, both out with some rather minor injuries, but you're not going to play them in a scrimmage and risk anything, so that totally makes sense there. Um, but Reeves, yeah, had 11 points. Blake's played well too, 10 on the white team side. Proctor had 10 points. He definitely showed that he had skills at the point guard position and could beat people off the dribble. That was pretty good. And then Kale Catchings as well with 8. So need to see a bit more out of Jaden, but definitely looks like, at least for the starters, well, Filipowski had 5, but he did hit a 3 and had some good defensive plays as well. But in any case, that's pretty much going to be it for us, folks. This was not going to be a long stream since it's a pretty quick it's a pretty quick event here. But in any case, I appreciate everybody hanging out on this Friday night. Thank you very much for being here. For those of you watching the F1, it is in Austin, Texas this weekend, which is actually a decent time for all of us here in the United States. But look, we'll be back here on the 2nd, so please hit that sub button, come back and join us on November 2nd when we officially kick off the Duke basketball season then. And until then, stay safe, everybody, and go Duke.